Node-RED comes with a set of pre-installed nodes, and you'll find on different platforms you may get a different set of pre-installed nodes, such as the additional nodes on a Raspberry Pi, which allow you to interact with the input and output pins available on the Pi. In this video, I look at how to find and install additional nodes and the options you have for installing nodes. As Node-RED is based on JavaScript, it uses the JavaScript management system to package and install nodes. Publicly available nodes can be found on the NPM site. Simply searching for Node-RED will bring up a list of available nodes. This content is also available directly from the Node-RED website in the Flow section. Here you can find information on nodes, but also on some useful flows that people have donated to the site. This can be a good place to find examples of how to achieve tasks when learning Node-RED. You can filter the site to show only nodes or only flows. When you've found a node you want to install, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to install a node. If you're running on a version of Node-RED from version 0.15 or more recent, you have the option of installing a node using the web user interface. You can use the command line on a system running Node-RED to install using the npm command, or you can modify the Node-RED application configuration and then redeploy Node-RED to add new nodes to the configuration. Let's start with the easiest option. If you're running a recent version of Node-RED, you'll have the option of managing the palette in the menu. And from there, I can see all the installed nodes. I can choose to remove or disable nodes, and by switching to the Install tab, I can search for nodes and install them. We're going to install a set of nodes that create a dashboard. So search for dashboard, and this is the node we want to install. From here, I can open up a browser showing the information page on the Node-RED site. And to install the nodes, I simply click the Install button and then wait for confirmation that the install has completed. I don't need to restart the Node-RED server application. Simply refreshing the browser will show the newly installed nodes. And here I can drag a slider and a gauge onto the pallet, connect them, then deploy. You see a new tab is available to configure the layout of the dashboard and a link to launch the dashboard. You see, I now have the working nodes. The second option for installing nodes uses the standard JavaScript npm command line features to install the nodes. When Node-RED starts, it will automatically show nodes in the palette that it finds available in its runtime. So you can use npm install to add new nodes to the runtime. You can use the -g option to install globally to your system, so all node applications on your system will get access to the packages, or install the nodes locally to the Node-RED application. To install globally on a system, use the command sudo npm install -g and then the package name, which is Node-RED dashboard. To install locally to your Node-RED application, navigate to your home directory and then to the .node-red directory. From that directory, issue the command npm install node-red dashboard. After installing the nodes, you do need to restart the Node-RED server. Then refresh your browser once the server has restarted. And again, you see you have the new nodes in the palette. The last method I'm going to show is when you need to change the configuration of the Node-RED application to add new nodes. In some environments, like a platform as a service cloud environment, you do not have access to the command line of the application. The platform manages the application, so it doesn't want us changing things. So it's not possible to install new JavaScript packages using the npm command line. We need to add the package to the application configuration. And for a Node.js application, that is in the package.json file. So if I switch to Bluemix, where I have Node-RED boilerplate deployed, I now need to get access to the application source code. And to do that, from the overview page of the application, I select to add Git repo and pipeline. This is going to create a project in the built-in Bluemix DevOps Services environment. Once the project is set up, I now have access to the code via the Edit Code button. I select the package.json file and I see the out-of-the-box configuration with the list of nodes that are already installed in the dependency section. I need to add my new node to this section. Remember that this is a comma-separated list of packages, so I need to ensure I add a comma to the preceding line. And then I get the package and version information from the NPM or Node-RED websites. I can select to install a specific version, or I can use wildcards. When the file has been updated, I save it, and then to deploy the updated code, I need to go through a source code management process to add the modified code to the Git repository. I do this from the DevOps Services UI, where I select the Git section. It shows all the updated files, which includes some files that were added or changed when I added the code to the DevOps environment. I can enter a commit message, and then I commit the files. Once the files are committed, I need to push the changes to the master branch, and I do this using the push all option. Once I've done this, this is going to automatically kick off a redeploy of the Bluemix application, and I can go and watch the progress on the build and deploy. The deploy process restarts the application automatically. So once it's running, I simply need to refresh my browser to access the new nodes. And here you'll see I now have access to the nodes.